how are you doing? I thought I'd try something different that I've been wanting to try for so long. And I finally picked up a couple of books. They're old books. This one here, though, is not that old. Well, not that old. It's 1981, which is not that old. And it's a Reader's Digest. It's a condensed Reader's Digest. A beautiful cover. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Or this one here, The Islands of the Penguins. But this one here, I think I'm going to hold on to because it was published in 1933. And it's really old, and I think it could make a really nice journal. So I think I'm going to put this one aside until I get more courage of cutting it up. And I'm going to use this one. This one here is, I'm going to use that and kind of like in a shadow box. You can use a shadow box to hold large embellishments or objects that would no otherwise fit into an altered book. Creating a shadow box, I'll do that by making a big deep cut into the blocks of pages. This typically uses most of the pages in a book because, as you can tell on this one, it would be a big book, you know, like if I was going to do this as a journal. So I'm going to need to do this, or if anybody's going to follow me, what you'll need is a large group of pages in your book, bulldog clips, some collage paper, a craft knife, a good sharp craft knife, and a cutting mat, which I have underneath here. You know, you need like a flat paintbrush, some gel medium, pencil rulers, you know, some embellishments and so forth. You know, like what you normally do when you use to make a journal. And this is going to be fun. It's going to be brand new to me. And I hope it inspires you enough to be able to make one. So stay with me as we create together. Okay, so the first thing you do after you've chosen your book and everything is you grab a bunch of paper from the book. It's best if you take like the first page of the book or the last page of the cover as to make your box. So if you didn't have a book that was this thick and you wanted to do a bit of collage at the beginning, then you would make your secret pocket in the back. It really doesn't matter which one you take. If I was to start in the back, I would definitely, you know, grab a bunch of papers like this and go from there. Matter of fact, I'm going to start just there. One thing you may want to do is go through the pictures, through the books, to make sure that you don't have any pictures there that you would like to save. Because if you do, it would be a good time to pull them out. You're not going to miss them in here if you do. Now, after you've done that, it's you're going to hold your papers together like this. You're going to take a matte medium collage. I'm going to use, I have this at Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium, but you could use a Mod Podge, I would suspect, anything like that, different kinds of, as long as it's a glue type of medium that you would use for a collage. And there are so many out there on the market now, I feel that most of them are, one is as good as the other. And what you're going to do here is just glue up all the parts. Now, if you've done some bookbinding for yourself, and you may even have the glue to bind the spines together, as in if I used to work years ago, I used to work at a print shop, and we used to make our own books or tablets, or I should say notebooks, or, you know, for the customers, I should say, not for us. But there was a glue to bind your books, and or if you were making notepads or whatever, and that's exactly how it was done. You would just add a bunch of glue, and it was similar to this, except it was commercially made, and you would just add on to your page like this. What this does is it adheres all your pages, just like when you do you grab a notebook, and you'll write on the first page and tear it off. So that's basically what I'm going to do for this. Now, until it all seals into the book and adheres, rather, all the pages together, this is where your clips or any type of heavy-duty clip that you can hold that many pages together will come in handy. I am just going to open my clip and keep my pages together like so. And I'm going to do the same to the side. I don't think this one will open all the way. No, I'll have to get myself a few extra clips, but that's okay. So all you do is you add your glue to all the sides like this, and you are going to let it dry. Now, how long it takes to dry, I'm not sure. As I said to you earlier, this is my first experience, just like you, so I'm going to walk through it just the same way as you are. So when this is dry, I will be back. Alrighty then. My pages, I think, are adhere enough, so I'm going to take them apart. I had just clipped these ones. These ones are loose. I'm going to take these off. And let me get me the camera just a tight smidge closer here. And it has a smooth finish here. This one not so much, but it's still very doable. So now, what I'm going to do is we're going to start working backwards in. Okay? So I'm going to take this page off because I'm not pleased with that at all. Okay, so now I'm going to put my cutting board behind. Not that I can see it's going to make a whole lot of difference, but I'm going to take one of my big bull clips here and put this together to be on that side of the book. And here I'm going to take a ruler and a pencil. Well, I don't know if I need a pencil. I think I can pretty much eye it. But I could. I'm going to just do it from the end of the text here all the way down. So just make sure you have a new blade in your cutter. And you don't have to go really, really deep. You can cut like 3-4 pages at a time. There's no hard or fast rule, because if you try too hard, you might slip, and you do not want to cut your fingers. That is something that is not at all what should be done. So you could take a pencil and mark the edges of the box or whatever you want to cut. But I want to cut it around the text, so I'm gonna do this. I don't know if you can see, but I'm just taking the edge, making sure this is straight, and I'm going to take it from where I left off, and you got to go straight down with your knife, and be careful for your fingers. I didn't go straight there, but I can't undo it once it's cut. As I'm telling you guys, I'm doing this is new to me, like it's new to you guys, so we're going to do it together. And we're going to learn together. I've always wanted to do this. Always, always, always. And never did. And I thought, oh, well, I guess I should have made sure this is all stuck inside like this. Mine wasn't tight. I don't know why. There. Maybe I moved it. Okay, so now I'm going to take the bottom page, the bottom line, which is here. And just be careful with your fingers. And put some weight behind your knife. Let us see how far we got. Well, coming out pretty good. This is me. I went a little crooked here. But I'm sure there's nothing there that I can't fix later. Oh, that's going pretty good, guys. Now, I don't know if I need to put my ruler again. If I follow the lines. Let's see. Maybe I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing here, but I guess we'll find out soon enough, huh? There. Coming along pretty good. Can you see what I'm doing here? This is coming along real good. Better than I thought it would. So, I'm going to do it again. Because it doesn't have to be as deep as what I'm making mine. They're saying in the instructions that I've read along the way that you should know what you want to put in it before have an idea. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to put into it. I've always wanted to make one. I'll figure out after what I want to put in it. I just thought it was a really neat thing to put in. I mean, you could put a keepsake. You could put this book on the front ledge of your house and put your key in it. You know, as an extra key. Who knows? Like, I just think it's a pretty awesome thing to do. It's going really, really well. Pages are coming off tremendously well. A lot better than I thought they would. A lot better. Yep. I'm quite pleased with that, guys. So keep going. I suppose the deeper the book, the more often you have to go around, right? But this is not the best of craft knife. For some reason, it doesn't hold my blade in 100% and I have it tight. I have tons of these at one time because I used to do some paper toll. I don't know where they went. That's how I cut out my images. But this is interesting. This is super, super interesting. This is super interesting. Coming along real good. Just keep on cutting until you get to the end, wherever that end should be. Let me continue this, cleaning it out, and you continue yours, and I'll come back to you to save some time on the video when we're done. Okay, so now I've cleared out the whole bottom end to the back cover, and this is why they say you should have this on top so you don't cut through your cover. And I didn't cut through all the way through, but I did scratch my cover, but I'm going to fix that at the end. Now I'm going to take my medium again. Now that I've cut it out, I'm going to take my medium again and I'm going to do all the inside here to glue all these pages together. So basically you're doing the same thing as you did with the outside, and I think I'm doing it with my fingers here, but you can do it with your brush. It's no rocket science here. Just glue it again, and it'll make it smoother for you to continue later when we do the mixed media, and cover this all up. It's going to be really, really, I can see it finish. It's going to be really, really nice, guys. So just do it up like this, like you would be doing a collage. Make sure that your pages are glued together. What it will do also, it will help the outside stay outside. By the way, I don't know if some of you know, but if you take your medium here and before putting the cover on, you take some Vaseline or some petroleum jelly of sorts and just put some around the ridge here, your cover will not stick onto your glue. When you come to open it up, you won't have to bang it, and whatever it is that you do to open it up, it opens up really, really nice. Okay, little tip of the day. So now I think all my things are done here. It's all done for me. I am going to let this dry, put my bullnose on, and bullnose clip, I should say, and to keep it tight, like that. And you can tell that it keeps it tight because it squirts some of that glue out, which is exactly what I want. Which is exactly what I want. Like that. I won't be able to put any on that side, but that's okay. It'll still hold really, really well. So I'm going to let that dry for a bit, and I'll be back with you guys in a minute. Okay, so how you guys doing? Is your wrist a little sore from cutting them out? It's kind of it's an interesting task, that is for sure. Now is the fun part where you get to decorate it the way you want. That's totally up to you and what you like. You can put some ribbon inside here. You can do anything. I have thought of gluing in a doily, and obviously I'll have to turn it in so the sides won't show. So I'm going to do that, and by doing that, I am going to take some Fabri-Tac that I have here. Because it's fabric, and I don't know if I would need to go that strong, but just in case, I'm going to spread some Fabri-Tac like that. I hope yours is turning out as nice as what mine did, because I'm a newbie at this. I've never done it before, so let's just say that we're all climbing that mountain together here. And now I'm going to add this in. Now you could put a piece of fabric that means something to you too. You would not need. I have these old doilies that I've had in the family, and as I've had for years and years and oodles of years. So and they're staying, and I didn't want to throw them out, and I'm glad I didn't, because I use them a lot now. So this I really like. And Fabri-Tac is something that comes hard so quick. But it's so pleasant to work with. Fabri-Tac is the name of it, and you can buy it at your local, you should be able to buy it at your local Walmart, I have, or your craft store. I find economically Walmart is the best, price-wise, but totally up to you what you have available. And then if I can turn this in this way, then I can always wrap up that little whatever I'm going to put in here. But I want to decorate this too, so I'm going to put some type of ribbon in there, and let me see what I can find. Just one moment. I have plenty of bits and pieces here. Will I have something doable for that? I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I should need a flat piece, or should I use maybe some, all I have here is frills, so I don't think I'll use that. I do have some flat cotton lace type of deal, flat lace here. Let me see if this would work. Yes, that would work. Exactly like that. And I probably have some thinner one. Let me see. Would this be even thinner? Yes. Yes, I even have a little bit thinner. This is where you kind of have fun going through your stash, because this is where you want to pick up, you pick up all your little things here and there. Yep, this is what I'm going to use right here. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this little piece off because it's not necessarily needed. And you will glue your trim, or if you don't want to add trim, you can paint it, or if you really like the way it looks like that, you can leave it just as is. There's no fast rules out of this that I can see from all the research I've done. It's called mixed media. It's altering something that you already have. And a mixed media is just that, is altering and just having some fun with what you have. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the edge of the page because I like my edge of page, but I am going to do these like this. And the way I usually run mine is I just fold the corner like this, and while my glue is still wet, it normally adheres it. Normally, I haven't had any issues. I say that because Murphy's Law, if I'm on camera, it's going to do different than what I say. Wow, look at that, guys. Yep, that really does what I want it to do. So now I'm going to cut my corner, just like that. Lay down. Look at that. Look at that. I really, really like that. I wish I could. Wait, I'll lift up my. I'll lift up the book closer to the camera so you guys can see it. I really like the way it's coming out. Really do. I like vintage, so this is why this book is going to fill in that void for me. Look how pretty that is. See how it just takes away from the rough edge. And don't worry about it, because everybody has rough edges when they get to cut with a knife, unless you're a pro at it. But it doesn't show anyway. And once you've put the glue, it smooths it all out. And, you know, now another thing I'm thinking right off the top of my head, if you don't put anything on the bottom here, and you do have a lacy cotton like this, there'd be no reason why you wouldn't be able to do the sides. And then you could leave your bottom in. Well, you know what? I might just do that myself. I kind of like that idea. Fill in all the sides like this. Yep, that's what I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. See how easy it is when it's not dry. You can change your mind. You're allowed. It's called a creative, how would we call that? A creative era, a creative mind. You can change your mind because you're really seeing something before it's done. There, I like that idea. I'm glad you guys thought of it. There you go. Isn't this fun, guys? Okay, so I'm just going to run my fingers with that fabric tack again, just because I find it's as good as the E6000. Better for me because I find it works better with the fabric. There's a bit of a smell to it. Doesn't bother me any because I don't have any allergies. I don't think. Not only that is it doesn't stay, and I don't use enough of it. It's not like I work at it all day with Fabri-Tac. I don't. Some days a little bit more than others. Some days not at all. Just depends what I decide to do that morning. So there you go. There you go. I like that. Covers the edges there. Gives it a nice smooth edge, although there was a smooth edge anyway, but yep, I like that. So then I can put something in a color there, maybe. I like that. Let me see what I can find in a fabric. I'm sure I have something here. I am sure. Because I have gingham and all kinds of stuff like that. So let me see. Let me bring out some bits and pieces here. What do you guys think? Do you think something of color like that? I have kind of a knit. This was not planned, so I don't know. This is kind of cute. Are you into the greens? Green is kind of a good color. Must have some of this too somewheres. I am just use the gingham, the green gingham. And in order to fill all this up, for the green gingham, if I have enough, that is. I should. I'm just going to leave it a bit raggedy. And do I want to put it straight out? I think so. I think that'll be the best to go. Because I could patch it up. I could do a collage of paper. I would not need to use fabric. But I kind of like the fabric deal. I think it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. But I don't need that much, so I'm going to cut some off. This is how I work. I don't normally have a plan. I pretty much wing it. I have an idea, and I'll start with that. And as you saw, I can change it as quick as I can make it. So at this point, I am going to, again, with my Fabri-Tac, just going to put some all over here. Fabri-Tac is not something that you need a lot of because it really grabs, you know. So you don't have to saturate it like you would if you were doing a collage. There, I have some pretty much everywhere, I think. It'll work. I'll take one piece of fabric, and you do have a bit of playtime. I wouldn't brag that you have tons of it, but you do have a bit. I'm just going to put that in nice and straight because there's lines and I don't want it to look crooked. And I'm going to add my other piece right here. Yeah, I'm going to double layer it. I don't mind that at all. I could cut it if I wanted to. I have it all glued to my fingers now. Not totally the way. I am going to add just a bit more right here. And you can tell why I'm adding more to put the overlap here. I could have cut it off, but I have room for it, so I am not going to cut it off. I'm just going to lay it on top like that. I like that. Don't like the threads here. There you go. But I do like that. It's very, 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 very nice. And when my book closes, once this is off and my book closes, you'll hardly be able to tell because I am going to redo all this side very, very nice with a finish. And I'm going to do the cover. I like it. I like it a lot. Yep, it does what I want it to do. What do you think? Do you think that makes a nice little pocket? So now you can put anything you want to put away. You want to put a favorite little stamp, you can add it to your book. You can close it. This is just a tad too big, but let me see if I can. I know I have tons of stuff, but what do I have that's right handy? Let me see. Let's say you have a heirloom piece that you want to put away. You can put it away in there, close your book, nobody will ever know it's there. That is really cool stuff. I like that. Now, the rest is up to you to how to embellish it. I am going to embellish my cover and with a mixed medium, and just because the cover is pretty like that, but that's not what I want. I really want to play with it, and I have also another pocket that I made that I glued together in the front here, so I want to do something with that. And then I'll decide on my collage if I'm going to take pieces of papers out, because the paper is if I start doing a collage, my book will start getting big like this. So I want my book to stay as close as possible. I will put a closure on it. So by doing that, I may have to take a few pages off. I'm not quite sure. But stick around and continue working on your book, and Am be back to show you what I've done with it. Okay, I'd like to show you and share with you where I am at this point. What I have done is, you saw me add some fabric to the bottom, and I added some roses. I added some trim on the around, cotton trim, and I had this beautiful piece of lace that was given to me, and I cut a piece off and put it there. I think it fits so well. I added a butterfly, and I added amazing, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking of adding a picture right here of my mom who passed away a year and a half ago. I'm seriously thinking about doing that, but I left it especially for that. If not, I have her, I think I will be putting it, but I also have her wedding necklace of rhinestones, and my mom was 82 when she passed away, so it's quite old, and I thought it would fit very well in there. So as you can tell, I took a piece of cutaway laser cut of wood, and I sprayed some sparkle, sprayed some shimmer on my flowers. I'm totally pleased with this. So I am on to the next one, and I will show you the next part that I'm done. Okay, so while these pages are drying and getting ready to fill them in, I thought I might work on the cover, and this, my friends, is a placemat from the dollar store. And when I was looking for something to cover it, I saw this, and I thought this would make a beautiful cover. So it's the right size. I'm just going to amend it, and I am going to cover it with Fabri-Tac, and it should work. And I'll show you when it's all done. So it goes to show you don't necessarily have to use paper or cardstock. This is a placemat, and I had bought it for another purpose, but hey, it's going to work, and it's going to look very nice. So I'll show you when it's all done. Stick around. Okay, so now I have added that cover from a placemat. It made a beautiful cover. I'm not done with it yet, obviously, but look how nice and neat it made the cover. Beautiful. I have one more pocket here that I need to fill out, just like I did this one. Another little secret pocket, and the back end. It turned out to be a beautiful book, so inexpensive, but very nice and washable. So if you get a spill on it, you can survive it. So I'm going to continue, and I'll bring it back where I'm at. Stick around. Okay, so now you've seen how I finished the inside. Now this is my first pocket, and I will be retrieving my mom's picture and some of her keepsakes that I will end up putting in there. See how I did that? So pretty, so pretty. Sparkles in the flowers, on the leaves. And this is my second pocket here. And I believe I am going to fill these up with some mementos of hers and some write-ups and so forth, I believe. But I'll keep you posted because I haven't finished the front yet. So I just wanted to show you where I was at. Alright guys, this is my journal. It is done, or it's not a journal, it's actually like a box that I've made out of a book, a secret space or a storage space, whichever you want to call it. And I'm not sure what the proper name, if there is a proper name for it, but I had told you that I was doing this for my mom to put away some of her belongings that I have, and this is, to me, represents the key to her heart, which I felt that I was part of. And these are just the butterflies as she's free to go. That's how I represented that. And my mother loved flowers. You could not get her enough flowers. And I added just a little buckle, and that it's a Tim Holtz buckles that he has, and I thought it really closed it well. And when you open it, I have my mom's obituary and stuff. And here I have the latest picture of her and Dad, which was not too long before she passed. And yeah, my dad is still alive, and my mom is gone. It was a year at Christmas. It'll be 2 years in Christmas. But what I do have from her that I made this box from, I am going to leave it probably somewhat open, this is her wedding necklace that she had. There's one stone missing right there that she lost, but I want to add this in here that represents her. That is her her necklace that she got married in. And in here, this was her pearls. And those are what she wore all the time. My mother was a nurse. She worked at the hospital on the psychiatric ward. And for the last 20-some years, she drove school buses. She let that go and she went to school buses. So, and then she retired. So anyway, she was a great inspiration. Unfortunately, she passed to us a little too soon, but we're very grateful to have had her that long. And this is what I have. I was ready to be able to make something for her. I have a lot more of her stuff. I will probably end up making a journal. Mom was a very historian person, and she collected a lot, and of family and heirlooms and all kinds of stuff. I kind of am like that in some way. So we'll see what happens. So this is the book, and that's all it is. It's just a book, as you saw, that I cut up, made a box out of it, and this is the way I close it, with the Tim Holtz little close, and this just happens to fit properly, and it's the same ones that I use in the journal. And there, that's my journal. I added some lace on the side, as you can tell, and I really like the way it turned out. I added some corners on front and back. I also, these are just lace butterflies that I aged with Tim Holt, the Tim Holt ink, and I sprayed it with some shimmer glim from Glimmer Mist from Tattered Angel. And while it was wet, I ended up sprinkling with some Nouveau, right here, Nouveau, I should take that out, some Nouveau embossing. And I spreaded it all over, and then I put the heat blower to it, and it stuck on just like, because it was wet, it just stayed right on the flowers and everything. And I did the same thing on the inside. I really, really like the way it turned out. I aged the edges, as you can tell. I've aged it. And I really, really, really like the way it turned out. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was a pleasure to make it, and brought back some memories, good memories. And yeah, so this is Yvonne signing off. I hope you have yourself a very crafty day and a very